What's good, family? I got a lot of shit going on in my mind and in my head today, and I'm going to share some of it with you. So check this out. Today is my 65th birthday. I've been around a long time, and there's so much going on in the world right now until I can't even begin to talk about all of it or even a little bit of it without making a video be, way too long for anybody to want to listen to. But what I am going to touch on is one of the things that I'm going to touch on is the culture thievery that's going on. Everybody trying to steal black culture. Everybody trying to steal black American culture. ADOS culture, FBA culture. Some people even say that black people in this country don't have any culture. It's almost like they're trying to make us invisible in the land that we built. It's almost like that. I mean, they still demonizing people for using the term black when describing somebody. You know what I mean? The black Latinas don't want to be called black. The black Asians don't want to be called black. Black people from other parts of the world don't want to be called black. They want to be called Caribbean, Asian, Dominican, Puerto Rican. They want to that's Jamaican, Trinidadian. They want to be called by their location rather than their skin tone or their skin color. But trust and believe, back where they come from, they black. Here in the United States, here in America, we already know. We lived in the belly of the beast for a long time. We are under no illusions or delusions about who or what we are looked at as being. We black. Foundational black American. An American descendant of slavery. But I'm a sidebar just for a little bit. There is a controversy going around about ADOS and FBA. Back in 16, 15, whenever it was, when people first started talking about these two terms, it was all American descendants of slavery. And then somebody came along with foundational black American. At one time, it meant basically the same thing. I'm not going to get into the bullshit about whether one of them was a movement and whether one of them you had to be a member of and one of them, one of them is attached to lineage and all of that bullshit. I'm not getting into that. I'm going to take the shit from a triple OG standpoint. To me, a foundational black American can be either an American whose lineage goes back to when his family was enslaved, or an American a black American whose lineage goes back to where his family was in America but not enslaved. Either one can be used. But you have to be somewhat accurate. If you trace your family tree back and you find out that you come back, you go all the way back into the 1700s and nobody in your family was enslaved, even though they were in the United States, you are, in my view, a foundational black American. If you go back and you find that your family was enslaved, then you are also a foundational black American, but you are also an American descendant of slaves, ADOS. So you can be both. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers know who you're talking about when you use either one of them terms. But right now, for the sake of argument and for the sake of, what's easier to spit out, I'm just going to say FBA. Another term, real quick, somebody used was multi-generational black American. I kind of like that one too. multi-generational. Yeah, I think I'll go with that, matter of fact. So if you multi-generational in this country and you black, you already know, you know what I mean, what people look upon you as. You ain't got no misconceptions about that. You know, so motherfuckers coming from overseas and here and there and everywhere, getting into this country, claiming that they something else. Believe, the dominant society see you as one thing. Having said all that, now motherfuckers is trying to steal FBA, multi-generational people's culture. Right? Once you get over here, you realize that, excuse me, once you get over into this country, into the United States, you realize that just about everything cool came from black people. Just about every fucking thing cool came from black people. Yes, it fucking did. Yes, it did. Everything cool came from black people. I'm talking dance, music, art, inventions. Everything cool came, it's some black people at the bottom of it. You don't believe me? Just Google black inventions. And those are just the ones we were allowed to claim. So yeah, I'm one of them niggas invented everything people. We had to. We had to survive. We had to make our work easier. We did all the fucking work. There was a long time when we couldn't go down and file a patent on anything, and the people that owned us owned our intellectual property and owned anything that we invented. But believe it or not, that's what went down, by and large. Keep in mind there are no absolutes, but by and large, that's what went down. Then it comes in the realm of music, especially hip-hop music. I'm old enough to remember when the shit started. Okay? So a motherfucker can't tell me that Hispanics had anything to do with the invention of hip-hop. They had shit to do with it. Jamaicans didn't have nothing to do with it. There's a video out there by a channel called Pharaoh Said That. He breaks it down. He pulls up some pictures of Bob Marley and the Wailers, Bunny, Peter, and Bob. They got their suits on and their short haircuts and they leaning back like Smokey Robinson in his group. But if you listen to old interviews from old reggae artists, they'll tell you who influenced them and why they got started. I read enough motherfucking material to know that that's what they was influenced by American music. Nobody liked fucking Rastas in Jamaica. Right? So in order to make music, they were influenced by the American music. That's what the fuck they heard on the radio. As far as rhyming over beats and rhyming over music, we've been doing that shit since slavery. We've been doing that shit since slavery. Don't get it twisted, man. We made music with our hands, our feet, our legs, our torso, and our voices ever since slavery. That's the only way you can get through that shit. That is the real foundation of hip hop. You know what I mean? And then it came up through the 18th, 19th, 20th century. So when somebody say Latinos influence hip hop, they just lying and trying to get the bag. They just trying to contribute to the greater society disappearing us, which is what I think, in the long run they trying to do. Or because, we've fallen down below Latinos, according to their numbers, it's fewer of us than there are Latinos, so we kind of at the bottom of the minority, hierarchy. So now they're trying to just go ahead and sweep our accomplishments under the rug and co-opt those that they can't sweep under the rug. So that's what the fuck is going on. It's cultural appropriation on steroids. But we ain't gonna fucking let it happen. We ain't gonna let it happen. We're gonna be out here, we're gonna be loud, we're gonna be vocal, and we're gonna let people know exactly who contributed what to American society. And hip hop Rap music is all black American. All us. Motherfuckers copied something that we have been doing for decades, and now they trying to call it their own. They copied something that we have been doing for decades and decades and trying to call it their own. Busta Rhymes, I used to love motherfucking Busta Rhymes. I really did. I liked his fucking music. I liked the way he delivered his lines. But the truth of the matter is, I probably like the producer more than I like Busta Rhymes, because it was always about, his beats and whoever was making the beats, and it was always about the tracks he was rapping over more than him. I can't really name you 2 Fat Joe songs, so I don't know. But just know, both of them motherfuckers is out to grab the motherfucking bag. Both of them motherfuckers is out to get paid by the white power structure. That's all that's going on with that. So I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna land my plane there, as they say, and let y'all know. Don't be fooled. The greatest form of flattery is imitation, and that's what they doing. That's it for now, y'all. TC, and I'm out.